to the 22nd Annual Gold Derby Film Awards, which are decided by thousands of registered users of Hollywood's original and still #1 award site. Let me tell you what producer Ryan Murphy has to say about us. Quote, Gold Derby is to award races in Hollywood what biggest odds are to the Super Bowl. But in addition to predicting more than 30 awards like the Oscars, Gold Derby has the nerve to bestow our own awards for film and TV because, frankly, we think we know this award stuff a little bit better than anybody else does. By the way, we pick our winners before the Oscars and Emmy voters cast their official final ballots. So how do the vote results compare? There's about a 75% overlap. Now, let's giddy up and get this show on track. Meet some of our editors who will read off the nominees in each category, declaring the winners, and then sharing with you the acceptance speeches of most of our latest honorees. First, let me introduce you to our managing editor, Chris Beesham, who will hand out the very first award. Chris?
Disney isn't the only game in town anymore when it comes to the greatness of film animation. Two recent winners at these awards were Sony with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Netflix with Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Let's take a look at the 5 nominees for our first category of the ceremony. The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. And the winner for Best Animated Feature is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Thank you so much to the Gold Derby community. It is such an honor to be recognized by all of you.
Yeah, with this film, we really set out to do things differently.
We wanted to tell an intimate story of an Afro-Latino teen and his beautiful family and do it in a way that had never been seen before.
We cannot thank you enough for believing in this film. It is the result of so much passionate creativity and dedication from a crew of over 1,000 people from all over the world.
Those folks made something unprecedented. This recognition belongs to each and every one of them. Thank you so much.
This ended up being a two-way race between Spider-Man and Boy and the Heron, with Spider-Man winning by a margin of around 200 votes. In the past, the editing award has gone to films with a lot of high-energy music and action, like Whiplash and Mad Max Fury Road, or to stories that play with the passage of time, like Dunkirk and Everything Everywhere All at Once, as well as films with a lot of characters and storylines to balance, like Argo and the Trial of the Chicago 7. Let's take a look at the nominees. Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And the winner of film editing is Oppenheimer.
Thank you so much for this award. Thank you to Gold Derby and all the Gold Derby users and everyone who voted. Thank you so much for being supportive of Oppenheimer and supporting all of the heads of departments and all of the creative team that collaborated on this film. Thank you so much to Chris Nolan and Emma Thomas for bringing me on and letting me be a part of this incredible project and being such amazing leaders, bringing together such an amazing group of people. Thank you to all the actors and their wonderful performances that I was so lucky to edit. And thank you to my editorial team. Thank you to Universal, Donna Langley, and yeah, thank you so much. This is truly such an honor. Thank you.
Oppenheimer led by a wide margin, winning by more than 350 votes, but Anatomy of a Fall had substantial support in second place. If you've admired world building on film in the past, then you're definitely a fan of great production design. Some of our recent winners have included Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Mank, Dune, and Babylon. Let's take a look at the nominees. Asteroid City, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And the winner for Best Production Design is Barbie.
We've just heard on the quiet that we have been won the Gold Derby Production Design Award, which is amazing.
It's just amazing, isn't it? Because, you know, not only is it a fantastic to be honoured by critics, editors, experts,
but also the fact that it's I think it's nearly 2,000 of your kind of voting very, very intelligent cinephiles.
Yeah, very obviously very discerning.
Yeah, got great taste.
Members of the Gold Derby community.
Yeah,
so we love that.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the first times that we know that actually the cinema going people have also come on board to vote. So that's a thrill.
Yeah. And it's, you know, and it's great, you know, it's such a fantastic film, and it's like the whole kind of, you know, the whole effect that Barbie has had on us making it and on everybody watching it is, it's such a treat, and to be acknowledged for that as well makes it even more amazing.
And, you know, we had extraordinary teams, but we were led by a talent of Greta Gerwig, and without her, nobody would be sitting anywhere.
No.
And without Margot Robbie,
Greta wouldn't be sitting there.
So, you know, those two women, brilliant.
Yeah. So,
thank you for employing us.
Yeah. Thank them for employing us.
Exactly.
And thank you and Gold Derby for awarding us. It's brilliant. Who'd have thought it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Thank you.
This category was a battle between Barbie and Poor Things, with Barbie winning by just under 300 votes. The winners of Supporting Actress have ranged from promising new stars like Amy Adams in Junebug and Stephanie Hsu in Everything Everywhere All at Once, to beloved veterans like Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird and Laura Dern in Marriage Story. Let's take a look at this year's nominees. Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple, Rachel McAdams, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, Julianne Moore, May, December, and Davine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. And the winner, 2024 Best Supporting Actress is Davine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. Davine Joy Randolph won this award handily with more votes than the next two nominees, Julianne Moore and Danielle Brooks combined. And that finishes my portion. Let's hand it over now to Senior Editor Denton Davidson, who will present the next four categories.
Winners for documentary feature have captured some of the most profound events of our time, including the ravages of climate change, the first moon landing, and the opioid crisis. This year's nominees covered similarly important topics and also gave us intimate portraits of artists. Let's take a look at the nominees. American Symphony, Beyond Utopia, Four Daughters, Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, 20 Days in Mariupol. And the winner is 20 Days in Mariupol.
Thank you. We really appreciate this award, and every single step of this journey was a miracle for us. Surviving in Mariupol was a miracle. Making a film was a miracle. Getting it to bigger audiences is another miracle. So this recognition helps us to make sure that the story of Mariupol is not forgotten, that it's never just a word in news dispatches or headlines, that it has meaning and it has people behind it, real people. So thank you so much. This is an honor.
I'll add that it's amazing for Frontline and the Associated Press to join in our thanks and our congratulations to Mstislav and the team, and also our gratitude that you're noticing 20 Days in Mariupol. It's 2 years after the war began in Ukraine. It's really important to us that we continue to report and tell the story of Ukraine and what's happening there.
The heart-wrenching 20 Days in Mariupol won by more than 150 votes over Still in second place. There's a reason lights come first in the phrase lights, camera, action. Lighting and cinematography can strongly evoke the mood of a film, whether it's dark or mysterious like our previous winners, The Dark Knight, bright and upbeat like La La Land, or full of soaring wonder like Top Gun Maverick. Let's take a look at this year's nominees. Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, The Zone of Interest. And the winner is Oppenheimer.
Hello Gold Derby and welcome to my garage. Thank you very much for this wonderful award. This is not your award. This is a piece of anonymous metal, but I'm holding it as a surrogate until you send me the actual award. I love about filmmaking is that you don't do it alone, you do it with a very big crew, and all these people, they're extremely pivotal to the success of the film. And in specific, I'd like to thank Keith Davis, Emily Amos, Adam Chambers, Ramin Shakibai, Kyle Carden, Jason Gary, and of course Ryan Monroe. I also owe a very big thank you to Panavision, IMAX, Photocam and Kodak. They are crazy engineers that are willing to make and invent new stuff to give us the shots that we really need and want. And of course, last but not least, I want to thank Chris Nolan and Emma Thomas. Every film with them is like a crazy ride. I always feel that they really know how to unlock the best in all of us. Working with them is both wonderful, it's both creative, it's fun, and it's a process where you always have to challenge yourself to absolutely the limit. And I feel very grateful to have met them some years ago now already, and be invited on those crazy trips with them. So thank you again, Gold Derby, wherever you are. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, and I hope we meet soon.
The big screen wonder of Oppenheimer won by more than 300 votes over The Zone of Interest in second place. This year's nominated makeup artists and hairstylists were invaluable in helping immerse the audiences and actors in the reality of the characters, whether they were historical figures, aliens, or dolls from another world. Let's take a look at the nominees. Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. And the winner is Barbie.
This is Ivana Primorac. Thank you so much for my award for Barbie, for makeup and hair. I'm very proud of my work on that film, and this award means everything. Thank you so much.
Barbie and Poor Things were in one of the closest battles for this ceremony, with Barbie ultimately winning by a mere 24 votes. Past champs for supporting actor have covered a broad range, from the sci-fi comedy of last year's winner Ke Huy Quan in Everything Everywhere All at Once, to the deadly seriousness of Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. Let's take a look at the nominees. Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling, Barbie. Milo Machado Granier, Anatomy of a Fall. Charles Melton, May December. Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. And the winner is Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer.
Thank you to Gold Derby. This is fantastic. It is an honor to be some small part of Chris Nolan's visionary film, and it is a privilege to have supported Cillian Murphy, the head of the acting department, in what I believe is a really special piece of cinema. So thank you, short and sweet, just like moi.
Though this race has regularly been a Robert Downey Jr. steamroller at other events, here it was a pretty close call, with fewer than 100 votes separating the top 3 nominees. Milo Machado Granier and Charles Melton were really close in second and third place. Now to present our next categories is Gold Derby Associate Editor Latasha Ford.
In the past, our award for original screenplay has gone to films that explore unique worlds and concepts like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Inception, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, or craft-rich, memorable characters and dialogue like Manchester by the Sea and Licorice Pizza. Let's take a look at the nominees. Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, May December, and Past Lives. And the winner is Anatomy of a Fall.
Thank you for recognizing Arthur and my screenplay. We set out to make something special. We were so lucky to get to work with this wonderful cast and crew. And thank you again. Merci vraiment. Je suis super honorée, on est super honorés, Arthur et moi. Merci.
This was a decisive victory for Anatomy of a Fall, which actually beat Barbie and Past Lives by more than 300 votes. It's the second film mostly in a language besides English to win in this particular category, following Parasite. Over our lengthy history of these awards, the adapted screenplay category has gone to a wide variety of films. Recent winners have included Little Women, Nomadland, The Power of the Dog, and Women Talking. Let's take a look at the nominees. All of Us Strangers, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And the winner of the Gold Derby Film Award, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer actually won by less than 100 votes. This was a very close race from top to bottom with less than 300 votes separating all of the nominees. Second place was held by Poor Things, with third place, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. It takes a lot to create a brand new world on screen or to even tear one down to the ground. That's why this award has oftentimes gone to big budget blockbusters like 2 of the Avenger movies and the 2 Avatar films. Will an equally grand extravaganza join their ranks this year? Let's take a glance at the nominees. Best Visual Effect. The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Oppenheimer, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And the winner goes to Godzilla -1. This was a relatively close category. Godzilla actually finished with less than 150 votes ahead of Oppenheimer in second place. There is so much more to a great cast than just assembling a team of good actors. Those actors also need to be just right for the roles and interact so effectively together that they become more than just the sum of their parts. That's exactly why we've awarded small casts like Mask, as well as large sprawling ensembles as in The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Let's take a glance at the nominees. Best Ensemble, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And the winner for Best Ensemble goes to Oppenheimer.
As head of the acting department, I think it's only appropriate that Killian take this one. Sir?
Well, unaccustomed as I am to such speeches, I'll pass it back to you, Mr. Down.
Great, and I hand it right back to you because you're the lead. Thank you very much. And we're off.
Thank you very much to everyone at Gold Derby. I say Gold Derby.
God, so cool.
That's how we say it.
It's a gift for you.
Thank you so much for this beautiful award. This is one representative of this extraordinary cast that we had on this movie, all of whom turned up and smashed it, crushed it every single day. And they were there for me every single day.
He led by example.
And it was an honor to work with all these extraordinary actors. So thank you for recognizing that.
You're welcome. It's not going to get any better than that.
This wasn't a very close race with the large cast of Oppenheimer overtaking Barbie's big ensemble by around 250 votes. And now to present the next categories, our news and features editor, Ray Richmond.
Some of the most exciting stories in the world are in languages besides English. Consider that 2 of this year's Best International Feature nominees are also up for Best Picture today. One topped the box office, and one was a major hit on streaming. It's not just for the art houses anymore. Let's take a look at the nominees. The nominees for Best International Feature are Anatomy of a Fall, The Boy and the Heron, Fallen Leaves, Society of the Snow, and The Zone of Interest. And the winner for Best International Feature is Anatomy of a Fall.
Hello, Gold Derby. Huge thank you for this recognition for Best International Movie. It's been really great to get to know you this season. Thank you so much.
Wow, this was the biggest blowout of the year. Anatomy of a Fall received more votes than any other nominee in any category. It was more than 800 votes ahead of second place, The Zone of Interest. The movie stars of tomorrow can come from anywhere, including international sensations who come to prominence, like Alicia Vikander and Maria Bakalova, or music stars who turn out to be talented film actors like Alana Haim and Janelle Monáe. Let's take a look at the nominees. The nominees for Best Breakthrough Performer are Milo Machado Grenier, Greta Lee, Charles Melton, Dominic Sessa, and Kaylee Spaney. And the winner for Best Breakthrough Performer is Dominic Sessa.
Hello, Gold Derby. This is Dominic Sessa. I'd like to say thank you very much for this award. I'm very honored to receive it. This movie is very important to me, The Holdovers. I had a wonderful time working on it with my castmates Paul and Divine, director Alexander, our writer David Hemmingson, producer Mark Johnson. All these people are very special to me and important, so I thank them as well. And yes, thank you a lot.
This was an incredibly close call. Dominic Sessa finished just 33 votes ahead of second place Milo Machado-Grenier and 50 votes in front of third place Charles Milton. The work of sound design in a film can be incredibly subtle, as it was in past winner Sound of Metal, or it can be big, bold, and dramatic, as in Dune or Top Gun Maverick. This year's nominees were as big as an atomic bomb and as haunting as the disturbing noises in the background of a family home during the Holocaust. Here are the nominees for Best Sound: The Killer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. And the winner of the Gold Derby Film Award for Best Sound is Oppenheimer.
On behalf of the entire Oppenheimer sound team, myself, Gary Rizzo, Kevin O'Connell, Willie Burton, the sound editorial team, the Foley artists, and the mixing engineers, I want to thank the Gold Derby for this award, and to thank you for supporting below-the-line categories such as this one. Sound is half of the cinema experience, and including a sound category shows that you appreciate this. A sincere thank you from all of us.
This was another big victory for Oppenheimer, which finished more than 200 votes ahead of The Zone of Interest in second place. Gold Derby's movie-loving users have gone their own way when it comes to leading men. 5 of our last 6 Best Actor winners have disagreed with the Oscars, including Bradley Cooper, Chadwick Boseman, Andrew Garfield, and Colin Farrell. And here are the nominees for Best Actor: Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers, and Teo Yu for Past Lives. And the winner of the Gold Derby Film Award for Best Actor is Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer.
Thank you to everyone who voted at Gold Derby for me. I appreciate this so much. Thank you to everyone who came out to see the film, to the people who came to see the film 3 and 4 and 5 times, the people who stopped me on the street, who said they saw it that many times. Thank you for that investment. It means so much to me. I am very, very grateful. Thank you so much.
Cillian Murphy won by more than 150 votes, with Paul Giamatti putting up a strong fight in second place. Coming up next is our senior editor, Marcus James Dixon, with the next 4 categories.
The costume design category tends to go to historical, sci-fi, and fantasy films. It doesn't hurt if your movie is about fashion, like past winners Phantom Thread and Cruella. Let's take a look at the nominees. Asteroid City, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Priscilla. And the winner is Barbie. This turned out to be a two-way race between Barbie and Poor Things, with Barbie achieving the win by exactly 200 votes. Gold Derby users have honored a remarkably diverse collection of films for Best Movie Music, including sci-fi films like Interstellar and Dune, historical dramas like Far From Heaven and Atonement, and animated features like The Incredibles, Up, and Soul. Let's take a look at this year's nominees. Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Zone of Interest. And the Gold Derby Award goes to Oppenheimer.
Thank you, Gold Derby, for this incredible honor. I really appreciate all the support you've been giving me and the film these last couple of months. And it's been such a wonderful ride to have been working with you guys for the last couple of years and getting to know you. And I just want to give a special shout out to all the musicians that played on this score that really made the movie and the music come alive with giving their voices and the human voice and the human performance to this music. And obviously, thank you to Christopher Nolan for having such an incredible vision and the way you use music in your storytelling. But again, thank you, Gold Derby, for this incredible honor. Thank you.
This was a decisive win for Oppenheimer, which finished about 500 votes ahead of second place, The Zone of Interest. Some of the best songs in movie history have crossed over to the mainstream pop charts, including past Gold Derby Award winners like Lose Yourself from 8 Mile, Let It Go from Frozen, and Shallow from A Star Is Born. A song can even be powerful enough to make a film a worldwide phenomenon, just like last year's Gold Derby winner Natu Natu from RRR. Let's take a look at the nominees. Camp Isn't Home from Theater Camp. Can't Catch Me Now from The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Dance the Night from Barbie. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. What Was I Made For Barbie. And the winner is I'm Just Ken from Barbie.
Thank you, Gold Derby, for the recognition for I'm Just Ken for Song of the Year.
We're so grateful. We love Gold Derby. We read it obsessively, especially during this time of year, and we love you, and thank you so much.
It was a 1-2-3 finish for Barbie. I'm Just Ken edged out What Was I Made For by a mere 23 votes. Although movie stars are known for recreating biographical roles on screen, 8 of the last 10 winners of this award have played fictional characters, including the reigning champ Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. 4 of this year's 5 nominees are also playing fictional roles. Let's take a look at who's nominated. Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall. Greta Lee, Past Lives. Margot Robbie, Barbie. Emma Stone, Poor Things. And the winner is Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall.
Hello, Gold Derby. This is me, Sandra Hüller, and I just learned that you gave me an award as Best Actress for Anatomy of a Fall, and I honestly can't believe it, but it is true, and I thank you very much for it because this is really, really special. Thank you very much, and I hope that one day we can meet in person, everybody. Bye.
We were watching this race every day as the lead kept changing. Sandra Hüller won this award by a margin of just 16 votes against Emma Stone, making this the closest race of the year. And now to present the final 2 categories, we welcome back Gold Derby's Associate Editor, Latasha Ford.
Now let's get around to revealing the champs in our top 2 categories for Best Director and Best Picture. First up, Best Director, which includes, by the way, 3 amazing female nominees. Oscar voters, take note. But also a few worthy male contenders also. The nominees for the Gold Derby Film Award for Best Director are Greta Gerwig for Barbie, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Celine Song, Past Lives, and Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. And the winner of the Gold Derby Film Award for Best Director goes to Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Wow, Oppenheimer is really sweeping this year, isn't it? It's taken 9 of our trophies thus far. Well, now it's time for the big cliffhanger. Will it also snag our biggest prize? Here are the nominees for Best Picture. Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, May December, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and The Zone of Interest. And the winner for Best Picture goes to Oppenheimer.
Hi, this is Christopher Nolan, and I'm thrilled to be accepting the award from Gold Derby for Best Picture and Director and Writing. Thank you to all Gold Derby users. It's a great honor, and yeah, just thrilled, so thank you.
Well, there it is. Oppenheimer has swept a total of 10 awards. 3 of them for Mr. Nolan himself, who had previously won for 2 Gold Derby Awards for The Dark Knight and Inception. Congratulations again, Mr. Christopher Nolan. By the way, are you guys wondering what the vote counts were for other Best Picture contenders? Well, here we go. In second place by less than 200 votes was Anatomy of a Fall, followed by Poor Things, and then, of course, The Holdovers. And in 5th place, Past Lives. Well, listen, that does it for this year. Congratulations again to all of our winners, and a special big thanks to everyone watching today. We're looking forward to seeing you all next year for the 23rd Annual Gold Derby Awards. As for now, it's a wrap.